We'll start with SEO definition. So, what exactly is SEO? Full form we all know, search engine optimization. But not one, there are two definitions for SEO. The definition one says it is an algorithm in the sense it has got some series of steps. Based on this algorithm, the search engines deliver the results for the query being searched. So it's the name of the algorithm which is helping various search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing in order to deliver the results for any query which is being searched, maybe a single word, maybe phrase. The other definition is it is a technique by which any web page can rank on top for the desired keyword. So in order to rank on top in the organic results of the search engine, you got to implement SEO techniques for your web page. There is no other way, there is no alternative. Inorganic, it is SEO. Organic, only one method, that is SEO. Whether you may want to rank on top in Google, Yahoo, Bing, any search engine, global popular search engine, not like Jazal Suleka. I'm talking about universal search engines. So the only way to do it is through SEO. SEO is broadly divided into two parts: on page and off page. On page is just 10% of SEO. So broadly SEO is divided into two parts, on page and off page. But on page has got a weightage of only 10%. And it is only one-off work. We do not have to work regularly in the on page. And this is very easy to be achieved. While that you are publishing the pages itself, you can do on page. So it does not require much time. But the core part of SEO is off page, where day to day 1 to 2 hours on an average is required. The more time you spend, the better it is. So depending upon the competition level of the keyword, you have to continuously do off page till you get the desired position in the search engine. So this is a never ending process. One keyword you have got top rank, you may now desire for the second keyword. So off page work will go on till you are satisfied with the number of visitors. The day to day work what is required in SEO is off page. Now if the keyword you have chosen has got very less competition, the number of results in Google is also very less, maybe the 10% marks in on page itself is sufficient. You may not require off page at all. On page, we do the work within our website. Off page, the work is done outside the site. That's why it's called as off page. We are not going to do SEO in our site here. We are going to do SEO for our site, but in others' website. I'll be giving you the list of the sites in the Excel sheet and explain you what exactly you need to do there. So as and how you are doing the work in more and more sites, the score in SEO, overall score in SEO for the page will improve, and eventually the ranking will also scale on the top. But search engines will never check this mark separately. They are going to mix up this mark and divide it according to keyword. Meaning a single web page can target unlimited keywords to rank on top. SEOsanjay.com homepage. I may want to rank on top for SEO course, SEO classes, SEO institute, SEO expert. So I can target all these keywords for the same page. But for every keyword, I need to do on page, off page separately. For how many keywords I do it, for that many keywords I'll be ranking on top. So there's no limit on the number of keywords. Wikipedia ranks on top for more than 8 crore keywords, which I've told you already. So it has got aggressive SEO marks. So more the number of keywords you choose, more hard work of course would be required. So rather than choosing bunch of keywords, we go with only selected 5-10 keywords. Once we rank on top, then we choose the next 5-10 keywords. We rank on top, then in the next phase we choose another 5-10 keywords. So like this, it is better to go serially. And I've told you, I've given a lot of weightage for keyword research. Your shortlisted keywords will define how much hard work you will have to do in the off page. How much your tough a keyword may be, on page remains the same. Your keyword may have least competition, it may have maximum competition, on page work is going to be the same. The amount of work. But in off page, how much of amount of work you need to do will depend upon the competition level of the keyword. This is a very tedious work. So it's better that we choose keywords with least competition so that even with least efforts in off page, we can see the results. So with this, we are going to begin with the on page. In on page, there are 16 steps. Against each step, I will also give you the weightage. But that is not the exact weightage. That's only a reference weightage. Total all the 16 steps together is 10 by 100 in SEO. And again I remind, if you have done hard work in keyword research, there may be a lot of keywords where 0 marks in off page can also get you top rank. Search engines are not going to divide on page and off page marks. Your on page score may be 9, off page score may be 0. You have 9 by 100 score in SEO. Your competitor may have got 5 marks in on page. He may have got 3 marks in off page. His overall score is 8. Even with 0 in off page, you will be able to perform better than him. But yes, keyword to keyword, the marks will differ. My home page, keyword, there may be multiple keywords that I am targeting. But for every keyword, my score is going to be different. Whatever the keyword is being searched, for that keyword, what is my marks? Rather than checking the overall marks, I am going to be given the ranking position. So for SEO course in Hyderabad, my score may be 30 by 100. Same page, home page. But SEO classes, it may be 25. SEO training, it may be 40. So for SEO training, I'll be performing better. So every keyword, you need to work individually for both on page and off page. It is very difficult that we get full on score for every keyword for a single page in on page. You can't get 10 by 10 for on page for every keyword in a page. So you'll have to prioritize your keyword. I'll talk more about it as we jump into on page. But for now, keep in mind that on page is a work to be done in the website and off page is outside the site. 16 steps in on page. Let us begin with the step 1. On page SEO steps. Permalink 5 marks. So what is a permalink? To understand a permalink, you need to know what is a URL. Let me remind again, this is not the exact marks. I told you total on page 16 steps together is 10% weightage. So don't think that 5 marks is over here itself. Exact weightage is like 0.75. But instead of giving the marks in decimals, I've rounded it off so that once all the 16 steps are over, internally you can compare how much of weightage is given to which step. So permalink is given the highest weightage. For understanding permalink, you got to know what is a URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. It is nothing but the address of the web page. A web page address is called as URL. So the page may be home page, it may be internal page. What is the address of the page? That is what is called as a URL. If your URL is SEO friendly, then it is called as a permalink. So permalink is nothing but URL which is SEO friendly. If a URL is not SEO friendly, then it is not a permalink. And in order to make an URL SEO friendly, you need to satisfy these 2 points. So there are 2 things that you need to follow while framing a URL for your page. Mention your keywords in the page address. Point number 1. So whatever is the keyword that you are targeting, of course all the keywords we cannot put it in the URL. So whichever is the main keyword that you are targeting, at least have that in the page address. And then second point you need to keep in mind is have least number of slashes. Less number of slashes means more information. That is what it is in the language of search engines. So make sure that you got to have least number of slashes in the page address. If your website address is exactly like the keyword, if your website address is exactly like the keyword you are targeting, then getting top rank for the home page is dead easy. Half battle is won in SEO. Your website address should be exactly like the keyword. Example, richest person in the world.com. If this is my site address, then it's very easy to rank on top for richest person in the world. In the website address, you can ignore these characters. In the articles and all, you can ignore it. SEO training Hyderabad.in. Someone is searching for SEO training in Hyderabad, and if this is my address, it will be very easy for me to rank on top. So make sure your keywords come in the URL. It may be difficult to have website address exactly like the keyword because maybe the domains are already reserved. COVID2019.com domain is not available. It was available in 2018. So what you will be doing? If your keyword is COVID 2019, COVID 2019 should come in the website address, but then you will be adding some extra characters. COVID 2019 pandemic.com, COVID 2019 era.com, something like that. But then that will not make a perfect permalink because then it will not be exactly like the keyword. But at least your keywords are coming in the URL. But yes, if it is exactly like the keyword with 0 slashes, then that's a jackpot. Now let's say my keyword is Tollywood movie reviews, Telugu movie reviews. So if I have this address, then this is the best that I can get in terms of permalink. 0 slashes and no extra character at all. But in case the page is not available, the site is already booked by someone else, then I need to add some extra characters. But then that will not be a perfect permalink, but at least partially it will be good because at least your keyword has come. Try to have least number of other characters when domain is not available. It need not be numbers, it can be any word, some meaningful word. So among these two URL, this is the home page and this is internal page. The difference between home page and internal pages, you'll be getting one slash here. So among these two, which is good? obviously this is going to be better. Why? Because 0 slashes. This has got 1 slash. This is the best structure that you can have in terms of permalink. But as I told you, in case the website address is not available, and in case you are targeting multiple keywords for the single website, then you'll have to compromise in the permalink by having 1 slash. By that way, your score may be 4 by 5 rather than 5 by 5. This is 5 by 5. But this may not be possible for every keyword. Domain may already have been booked. Then you'll have to compromise a bit in the permalink. So you can't have then absolute 10 by 10 in on page. Maybe 0. quarter mark you may lose here. But doesn't matter. We have an off page. But there's unlimited supply of points. Let us see 2 different other pages. Now here, Telugu movie reviews, if I give it like this in the mixed format, it is not going to be given the priority for the keyword which has got spaces. A user searches Telugu space movie space reviews. In case I am having space, I need to give underscore, or I can even give hyphen. Both are one and the same thing. So always split your keyword wherever there is space by using hyphen or underscore in the URL. If you give like this in mixed format, then search engine will think this entire as one keyword. There are no hyphen. So someone is searching for Telugu movie reviews without space, then that previous URL would be given that priority to rank on top. But if they are giving space, because we can't have space in the URL, like these URLs are not possible. So instead of space, we have to replace it with hyphen or underscore, both will do. But this rule is only applicable for internal page. If you are targeting the home page, then please don't give like this. The rules are different. For home page, automatically the search engine will split the keyword. But for internal page, we got to split it. So this structure is going to be better for the keyword Telugu movie reviews. And this is the best because of 0 slash, this 1 slash. So I hope this point is clear. So the first step in on pages, have proper web page address. Now, no step is mandatory. If it is implemented, it is good. Even though you may be losing mark in permalink, your score may be 0 by 5 in permalink, you can still rank in the first place. Because I told you, it is overall SEO marks which will be checked on page and off page together for a keyword before the ranking position is decided. The exact weightage for this step is only 0.75. There is still 99.25% marks left. So as far as possible, try to implement it, but in some cases it may not be possible, like let's say Airtel.com. He also may be doing SEO. He may want to rank on top whenever someone is searching for best mobile service provider in India. But just for the sake of getting top rank in SEO, will he change his site address from Airtel.com to best internet service provider in India.com? No. So what he'll say, I am ready to compromise in SEO. My site will be Airtel.com only. So the keyword may be missing in the web page address. But with little extra hard work into off page, you can compensate that. So either you have to choose a brand, you want to popularize your brand, then you may have to compromise in some cases in permalink. Just for the sake of getting marks in permalink, no one will be changing their site address. Ghana.com. Listen songs online is his keyword. But his site address is Ghana.com. Nowhere that keyword is mentioned in the page address. He is targeting home page. So his score in permalink is no doubt 0 by 5. But overall he might have got marks from other steps. So no step is mandatory here, but as far as possible, try to implement the step. Some cases it may not be possible, you have to skip it, you have to compromise, you have to do little extra hard work in other steps to fill that march what we have lost. So one such case is the brand. You want to have a very short website address which can easily become popular, then you'll have to compromise in the permalink. You may not be having the site address with the keyword, but then inside the content and all that, you'll have to manage it. Let's see how do we implement the permalink in general site, Blogger and in WordPress. Remember, any step that we are going to discuss in SEO, you need to know for three type of websites: a general site, Blogger and WordPress. What is a general site? Any site which is created using code, .NET, Java, PHP, HTML, then Node.js, AngularJS, so many such softwares are there. So though you may have created site in Java, .NET, but ultimately in the backend, HTML code will get generated. So how do we work with this HTML code is what we are going to see. So such type of sites which are created using technical skills is called as a general site. While Blogger, we have already seen whether private Blogger site or free Blogger site, the method is the same. And then we have the WordPress. So let us see how do we implement permalink in each of these three type of websites. For a general website, so when you have a general site, .NET, Java, PHP site, you will be using the platform to code. Once the coding is completed, you will go about saving the page. While saving the page, mention your keyword in the file name. So if my keyword is like this, so whether it is a .NET, Java, PHP, the developers have an habit to directly press enter without changing the file name. By default, the file name will be like web page 1, web page 2, default page 1, default page 2. While the search engines are reading this page, they'll get to understand that this page is about default. This page is about web page. They are not able to discover your keyword. Remember, all these SEO steps are there in order to satisfy the bot, because it is a program which is going to read your page and understand. It is not a human being. If it's a human being, then automatically it would be able to read the content and make out what is it about. So for this purpose only, everything we need to set it according to the bot. So while this bot is reading your page, he will start with the web page address to understand what this page is exactly about. So if your keywords are highlighted there, you'll get to understand that the main topic in your page includes this, and the user also wants information on the same topic. That's where you get a hit. That's where you get the points. So mention your keyword in the file name while you are saving it. It is so simple. Yet 80% of the web pages do not have good permalink. Because the problem, as I told you, the developer doesn't know even ABC of SEO. He only knows how to have proper functionality for a website and security. He has got that habit to press enter with the default names itself. But that is not his role. His role is only to check functionality. This work has to get it done separately by the SEO team. But while that you are doing it, because you have limited pages, at least you keep in mind that the file names are according to the keywords. Don't have to give here as .html, that will automatically come. Only mention your keyword, extension will come automatically from here. Hope the point is clear for the general side. So .NET, Java, PHP, any general side using code, mention your keyword in the file name. That's it, permalink is done. Coming to Blogger. Let's log in into Blogger and see whether permalink is automatically created or do we need to create one. Now this is my site. These are the pages. I haven't mentioned any page URL, but it has come automatically. So how this page URL has come? Site address /year /month /whatever that I've given in the post title. Even here you can see. So whether it's a free blogger site or a private blogger site, the structure of the web page URL remains the same. Site address /year /month /the post title. So I can say that this URL structure is partially good in terms of permalink. Why? Because at least our keyword has come. The main topic for which we want to rank on top, we would obviously give that in the post title. So that is able to come in the URL. However, these two extra slashes are a dampener. They are creating issues. By that, your marks will reduce a bit in permalink. Because permalink says that you got to have least number of slashes. And Blogger is violating that step. So by default in Blogger, the structure will have year, some URL, whatever your web page URL, then year, then month, and then the post title. This is how it is. Now, this we have got, our keyword has come. But what about these two extra slashes? Had there been only one slash, it would have been a better case. Doesn't Blogger know about SEO? I told you Blogger and WordPress are both SEO friendly and user friendly. So Blogger knows that the best structure is like this. Then why did he add here year and month? There's a strong reason behind it. When Blogger was started, these two extra slashes were not there. We directly had like this, post URL, post title. One slash will come because internal page. So it may be like 4.5 by 5 in permalink. But now because of two extra slashes, it may be like 3 by 5. But then when URL was like this, good enough for permalink, why did it get changed after a few years? For this, you need to understand the logic, how the communication happens. Whenever you enter any URL, I'm just refreshing this page. How much time it has taken? 2-3 seconds. 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, the page got loaded. Internal page. But you can't even imagine what has happened in these 3 seconds. Something unbelievable technology. After you hit a URL and press enter, scientifically, radiations are created from my laptop. If you are using computer, then computer. These radiations are of ball size. They go everywhere through HTTP protocol. They are invisible because they are ultraviolet radiations. But a big ball of radiations is created. Part of this radiation will touch the router. If you are using internet, there will be a router. The modem will create that ball and it will touch the router. Router will have an antenna. It is going to amplify this ball bigger and bigger. so that it reaches far away distance where a bigger router of the internet service provider is located. Like example, I am using Act Fiber. So on my terrace there is a bigger antenna of Act Fiber. This antenna will give a further push and make this radiation ball so big that part of it reaches the head office. Let's say in Banjara Hills, Beam head office, Act Fiber head office is there. So on that terrace there is a very big dish kind of antenna. That is going to make this signal so strong and so big that it reaches directly to the satellite, which may be several hundreds of kilometers away from Earth. All this happens with the speed of light, 3 lakh kilometers per second. So there the satellite will catch the signal and it will again create a ball and ask TRAI department in Delhi that this is the URL that Sanjay is requesting. Can I show this? TRAI will very quickly authenticate it to check the security, whether it is some terrorist trying to hack the information and all that. So it will signal that it looks safe, yes, you can proceed. Then that satellite will retrieve that information, again create such a big globe of radiation that part of it will go to the server. The server of Blogger may be located in Singapore, Malaysia, it may be in America, it may be in UK. In some country, like the premises we have, there is a premises there, inside that there is a server, inside server there is a server rack, inside the rack there is a hard disk, inside the hard disk there is my website folder. So from my laptop, the signals have gone to the website folder in the server in a matter of 1 second, guys. All this communication what I explained till now happens in less than 1 second. So signals have reached here that so and so IP address is requesting this URL. Now here this is where it is stuck. This is a folder name. Inside that what I am requesting is a page. So what it will do, it will go inside this. If this slashes were not there, then all my pages will be stored in the single folder. It has to scan through all the pages and find out where this page is. Once it catches that page, again it has to retrace the communication exactly what we have discussed. So from server it will go to the again satellite to try to satellite to the end user.
Sorry to interrupt, Sanjay. I'm not sure if everybody is facing the.
Pardon? Could you say it again, Sarita?
Hi, Sanjay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Hello. Am I audible, Sanjay?
Yes, you are.
Sorry to interrupt. Sometimes your voice is breaking,
Okay.
some past 10 minutes, now and then your voice.
Yeah.
Your voice is breaking now and then. I'm not. Your voice is breaking to me actually. I'm not sure if everybody are experiencing the same or not.
Let me just change the net connection. Give me a minute.
Sure.
I've changed the net. Probably it should be clear now. You still find any issues? Kindly ping me. Alright, so what I was saying is the entire communication of the web page happens through the server and it all happens through electromagnetic radiations. So why we have got extra slashes in the Blogger is a point that I was explaining. Previously Blogger had only one slash directly with your post title. But then fetching that page from the server was taking a lot of time. The Blogger became so popular that every single blogger they had started publishing thousands of pages. So once the signal reached to the server, in order to find out that page address was taking a lot of time. So this was eventually reducing the speed. Sites were slowing down. Even with good capacity of the server, pages were very slow in loading. So in order to enhance the speed, they divided the pages into different folders according to the year. But then the Blogger became again so popular that in a single year people started publishing thousands of pages. Again the same issue with the speed came. They introduced another folder for the month. Now with these two extra slashes, it may become little non-SEO friendly because of extra slashes. However, from speed perspective, it is amazing. Very quickly the page will load. Even with least configuration of the server, the pages will load faster. And later in the steps, you will get to know that speed is also a major factor in SEO. So you need to balance both of them. You can't have a perfect permalink at the same time an excellent speed. At least we can't expect this from Blogger because he is giving you free server. WordPress we can implement it. But here because we are getting the server for free, it has got a limited capacity. So we got to compromise little bit on permalink, but that doesn't mean that bloggers are bad for SEO. I've told you we have just begun with SEO. So by the end of SEO, you'll realize that this is hardly will make any difference in the rank. No doubt in permalink wise, I say that we might have lost little bit of marks, but we can still regain it from other steps. But yes, there is no solution for it. 2 slashes will come. This rule is for everybody in Blogger. Coming to WordPress. By default in WordPress, URLs are created automatically, but again they are not SEO friendly. Let me show you how they are. So go into your WordPress site. So I've started with the WordPress site, rank my tip. This is where we log in as an administrator. In order to implement permalink, we go to settings, permalinks. By default, this is the structure where a page address will be like /? p equals to 1. Second page p equals to 2. Third page p equals to 3. So search engine will think that you are writing about letter P and number 1, letter P and number 2, letter P and number 3. They are not able to catch the keywords. So this structure by default is amazing in terms of speed, but it is equally worst when it comes to SEO. So you got to select this structure. So from plain, you are going to shift to post name. Automatically the code will come here. Don't do any other changes. Click on save. That's it. After implementing this change, whenever you are publishing a post, automatically in the post address, you will have your post title in the URL. So just make sure that in the post title your keywords come. Automatically these words will go into the URL and create a permalink. No extra slash. We install WordPress in a subfolder, that's why this extra slash is there. Otherwise, it will be directly sample post. If you are installing WordPress in the home page, in the main folder. So there will not be any extra slashes, unlike in Blogger where we got one slash for year, other slash for month. So this is one small advantage in WordPress in terms of permalink. But then you are also paying for the hosting every year. That point also you need to consider. But don't come under a conclusion now itself thinking that bloggers are bad and WordPress is good. We have just begun with SEO. Once the entire SEO is over, you'll see that both of them are equally good. Somewhere you need to compromise even for WordPress side. So far, WordPress, everything is good. But this, you need to manually configure it. Now, question is, when this structure is good for SEO, why not this is the default structure? Why this was kept as a default structure? This is a default structure because WordPress doesn't know what is the capacity of your server. If your server cannot handle the speed, then this becomes a very bad structure. Because it takes a lot of time to excavate the page. While here, they don't have to see where the page is. The instruction will say that pull the third page, pull the fourth page, pull the fifth page. Even with low capacity server, you'll still have a good speed with this structure. But because we know that the server what we have taken has got a good configuration, it can still handle the HTTP request without any extra slashes, we choose this one. But if you have implemented 10,000s of pages in your blog, then speed will reduce. So better then you'll have to go back to this and compromise in the permalink. But who is going to have 10,000s of pages? Selected 100, 200 pages itself, you can make enormous income in SEO. So manually select this and click on save changes. So this setting you'll have to do it manually for every WordPress site after that you have installed. Hope the point is clear. So general site we have seen, Blogger we have seen, WordPress we have seen. Step 1 is done. Now moving on to step number 2. Step number 2 is title tag, but before that you need to now know the basic structure of HTML language. Because the language of the website, the language of the browser and the language of the search engines is HTML. You may be using .NET, Java, PHP, but the code will automatically get converted to HTML. That is how the communication can go on. So search engines are not reading your page like this from the front end. They don't have eyes to read your page, to see your page. They are going to read your page always from the back end through this code. This is what is the HTML code. Even if you press like this, right click, view page source, you get the same code. So onwards we are going to do the changes in this code. We don't have to learn this entire code, only basic SEO tags. Some selected 5-7 tags are there where we have to manually work with. For this you need to understand some basics of HTML language, like the structure, what is going where, only that much part you need to know, and some small syntax. So you can draw this structure of HTML language, only the format, very simple one. HTML code starts with the head tag. Sorry, it starts with the HTML tag. The code of HTML starts with the HTML tag. There may be few lines of code. Then you have the head tag. There may be few lines of code. You have the closing head tag. There may be another few lines of code. This is called as opening body tag. Then we have the closing body tag. Then we have finally the closing HTML. This is what is the format of the HTML web page. There may be several hundreds and thousands of lines of code in these dotted lines, but the skeleton of the page in terms of HTML is like this. So you can observe here, whether it is Blogger site, WordPress site, free site, paid site, every page, right click, view page source and see the code. Let me zoom this. See here, the code starts with HTML. We have the head part. Some few lines of code is here. Then you have the closing head tag. here. Then we have the opening body tag, the closing body tag, and the closing HTML. Between, of course, a lot of lines of code will be there, but the format is followed. Likewise, you can check for any page. Let's say money control, some private site. Site may be developed in PHP, but I press Ctrl U to see the HTML version of it. So the pattern is followed even here. HTML, head part, closing head, then opening body tag. After closing head, opening body tag, closing body tag, closing HTML. 11,800 lines of code, but the pattern is still followed. So irrespective of the technology that a web page may be developed with, in the backend, in the HTML format, you are going to see this pattern. However, for Blogger, let's have a look. I go to Blogger and I'm publishing a post. Writing some blah 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 matter. Making use of this toolbar to decorate my content because I know that the code will come automatically in the backend. If I check into the backend, I can see the HTML version of it. But my question here is, I told you every web page will follow this pattern of code, but I don't see any such code in the post HTML. Let me publish and see if I'm getting the code. This is a page I published. I want to view this page. If I press right click, view page source, I can see the HTML code of this page. So here I can see that format. Start with HTML, head part, the body tag, then the closing body, and the closing HTML. So the same page, which is budget 2021 India, when I'm checking in the browser, I can see this entire pattern of HTML code being followed. But when I check into the post HTML, I don't find one. See, this is the same post. I'm checking here. Here I don't find it. Forget HTML, no head tag, no body tag, nothing is here. Why so? Here there are hundreds of lines of code. How many are there? 1193. But here the same page in the admin section shows only 4 lines of code. It is because you need to understand the structure of Blogger. 90% of the code in Blogger is present in theme HTML file. Remember, while we downloaded a theme, we copied the .xml file code and placed it into the theme edit HTML section. So 90% of the HTML code is present there. Only this section of the code is present in post HTML. Otherwise, this entire thing is present in theme HTML. So you can draw some flower bracket like this from here till here. Code is present in theme HTML. Here also, code is present in theme HTML. But only this section of the code present in post HTML. Both these files are joined together in order to create a web page code. But why like this? Why not the entire code in a single place? If the entire code is in a single place, every time you change the theme, the content will also get deleted. So to have better flexibility, that only change the design but let the content remain, they have divided the HTML code into two different sections. That's why when we are changing the theme, the content is still there, only the appearance is changing. So for appearance, there is theme HTML file, and for content, there is post HTML file. In real time, both the files are joined together in order to create the entire web page code. That's the reason why, if you remember, while I was publishing the post with a table, I told you to copy the code between the body tags. Now the answer must be clear. Why did I say that? So because for post HTML, only this section of the code is implemented. If I give body tag and all that here, it will create double tags. So that does not resolve the page at all. Page will not be displayed in the browser appropriately, because these are syntax to be followed. However, for a general site, .NET, Java, PHP site, right from here till here, every page will have its own code. For Blogger, it is two different files. For general site, every page will have its own code right from the top till the bottom. For WordPress also, it is like Blogger. In fact, there are more divisions. In Blogger there are two, but in WordPress there are multiple. One for the post HTML, and the theme HTML file is divided into different sections. Header, footer, sidebar, like that. Why? For better customization. You want to customize a theme with your own design, then you require to code that in these files through PHP. WordPress based in PHP. So there, for every section of the page, there is an HTML file, which you can see here. Appearance editor. In Blogger, there is a single file where entire code is there. In the theme, here that theme file is divided into different small files. Theme functions, comments, likewise header, footer, search form. Everything has got their own code. The starting part of the code is present in header. Ending will be there in footer. See here, this is where the code starts. But in between, all these files will come, and then finally the code will end with the footer. Why so? You'll understand that again in the future classes. But for now, keep in mind that the theme files are into different sections. But in Blogger, all this is in a single file. Then we have another post HTML file. Both these files are joined together in order to create the entire web page code. Once all this is said, now we can proceed with the next step, which is title tag. For that, let us refer here. Title tag again has a weightage of 5 marks. This is not the exact marks. So permalink and title tag are the two most powerful steps in on page. Exact marks are like 0.75. But even 0.1% marks in SEO will make a difference. Keep this point in mind. So title tag of the web page should be descriptive. The first 65 characters are read by the search engine, and it should start with your keywords. The title of the web page is shown even in the search snippet. The first line of each result in any search engine is nothing but the title tag. Each result is called as a search snippet. So the result will have the URL, it will have the title, it will have the description, it will have more options. So each result section in a search engine is called as a search snippet, and in that search snippet, the first line is nothing but the title tag. Example. This is a search snippet. This is a search snippet. This is a search snippet. In each result, the first line is a title tag. The first 65 characters will be read by the search engine. After that, dot dot dot. You can open this page and also see it. How can I know what is the title tag? Right click, view page source. Can you see here? Let me zoom it. So this is the title tag. Budget 2021 India live updates, FM Nirmala Sitharaman. So much big title tag he has given. But search engine, okay, not so much. It is still here, I think. Till here. This is the title tag. So whatever that he has given here, the same thing you can see here. It happens in Google, Yahoo, Bing, everywhere. For any web page, whatever that you mention the title, that will be shown as a first line in the search snippet. This is the permalink. So only when your keywords are there, it will become very easy to rank on top. So what is the syntax for it? This is the syntax. Very simple. So title, then whatever is your content, and then close with the slash title. Title tag should always be implemented between the head tags. Immediately after the opening head tag or just before the closing head tag or anywhere between few lines of code within the head tag you can put like this title tag. Make sure that your keywords are coming in the title tag. An example is shown here. Always start the title tag with your keyword for best results in SEO. Don't make it too lengthy. Have anywhere between 50 to 70 characters. Like this, each letter is one character, even space is a character. So don't have more than 60-70 characters. Search engines will only read the first 65. In that your keywords must come. So have a meaningful title tag. Have your keywords there. The length should be between 50 to 70 characters. It should go into the head section. In a page there must be only one title tag. Every page must have unique title content. All these 5 points if you follow, then your score in title tag will be 5 by 5. I'll repeat all those points. In a page only one title tag. It should be in the head section. It must be between 50 to 70 characters. It must have your keywords. It must be unique. Do not copy the title tag of other websites, other pages, or within your website other pages. In every page the title has to change. So with this point I end today's session. Tomorrow when we begin, we will see how to implement title tag for general site, Blogger and WordPress. So that is all for today. For any kind of questions, please use the chat window or use the audio control.